Whew. Doing pretty good. Almost level 40. Got a new weapon. It's rather strong. I get up the gotta get up the quality of it. Going through another vault, which is actually probably one of the best things they put in this game because it actually allows you to level up your weapons really easily, so you don't have to sit there and destroy yourself. I need to look for new armor because my armor's getting kind of low. You know, my health is extremely high, but and yes, this is Path of Exiles too. I put one in there because this is a beta, supposedly. But I believe it's pretty much already came out. I've been seeing a lot of people play this. Okay. But yeah, talk about some or there's also talk to liberal stupid shit to talk about.
Reload.
I don't know, I have a shield on. Okay. I still don't know why people worship these fucking celebrity assholes that make all this money and have all this luxury now.
Get wrecked.
Can I do this again? I can't do it. Okay. I'm probably gonna keep this one. What a good name. I guess I got 50 more life. Okay, I guess that's how I'm gonna get 50 more life. I need 50 more life. Nice, we got 1,000 more life. But yeah, I can't stand these celebrity people that hate on America so much, even though they're filthy fucking rich assholes. And I hate when people just sit there and try to say, oh, well, they're not bad people, not because they donate money or something. Like, yeah, a lot of people donate money that are rich because it makes them look good. Doesn't mean that they're good people. Especially when they hate America. For the ones that sit there and hate on a country that makes them filthy fucking rich is ridiculously fucking retarded. Yeah. What is this? Armor and shield, intelligence, regeneration, cooldown ratio. This is not too bad, actually. I don't think I know if we do. What's this one do? Ooh, yes. Yes, 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 yes,
yes. This could fetch a pretty penny.
But yeah, anyone that says they hate America, go fuck yourself. Go ahead and go live in a third world country with all your possessions and believe that you're gonna do better in a country that people are just gonna sit there and not like you anymore.
Make a wish!
Don't care about that. Let's go ahead and go to. I already got a bunch of these on there. Oh, wait. Yeah. We did. Come on. Life. No, I want to get running speed. Man, I need to get fucking running speed. I do like that armor increasement though. It's crazy. Life is pretty nice. Resistance is nice. The life drain is really good. But I lose that speed. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just lose the speed. I don't care about that fucking piece of shit. I'm gonna use it. Yeah. It says use increase between lose and maximum. What the fuck? Do I have a ruin? Where the fuck is that? Is no, let's say that. I have no fucking idea. Get torsion too. Oh well.
Get done!
Okay, so this is gonna be the. Oh, that's a piece of shit. No, I'll put it in there to waste some fucking time. Yeah, still not. Fuck the piece of shit. Yeah, good. Man, more life regeneration. Of course, it's a. Intelligence for it. Hunter shoes.
Your soil had glory!
Oh god, fuck you.
You're
Fuck it, drag in my ass.
Round. Divide. Molten reaches.
The thing of it is, like, my target ratio. My target ratio goes off. So if I go too far away, my target ratio doesn't want to hit them. It's fucking kind of annoying because these guys are big as fuck and they always got gigantic dick swings.
I will not falter! Brandish.
Look at that bitch. There it goes. Perfect. Yay! Everything does more damage. Fuck yeah. Nice. Besides my grenades. The grenades actually do more damage because they're not projectiles. Dungeon completed.
Ziri herself probably stood right.
I got a gun. Need to rest my food. The reason why I'm bringing up the whole thing is that, like, the Super Bowl was a fucking disgrace, and everybody was getting pissed off because of the Super Bowl being a fucking disgrace. Like, I completely understand people are gonna get upset about it, and I agree. There's some things that, you know, people shouldn't do, honestly. You know, when you get celebrities coming on there and bashing America when they're the ones that have all the fucking damn money and shit, and they're the ones that have all the luxuries of having all this shit. You know, and you're just sitting there like thinking to yourself, it's like, you guys are worth millions of dollars now. You guys have all this luxury now. Yeah, they have luxury, but their souls are taken away. You get your soul taken. You get a contract to get your soul taken away. You're not really worth anything. Your money doesn't mean anything because you're given easy ass money with very little work. When normal everyday Americans that work at McDonald's that try to get management, they gotta manage something. You're a fruitcake fucking dancer sitting there making songs that are shitty for people to listen to. It bashes the Americans. It bashes traditional people that run the fucking country. And then of course all the fucktards out there, they're still learning how to be a traditional person. They're all screaming and shouting about how great they are. And it's like, and the only time, and I'm not to say that people that sing these songs that are fucking dumb lyrics have any like say so what they sing, because they fucking don't. Like Nicki Minaj used to be a hardcore, rather sexist woman, when you want to say it like that. She's very, very perverted in that. Nicki Minaj is now, she's going Christian. She's supporting things that actually mean something because she got the trick. People bully people because they hate people altogether. If they don't agree with every single thing that they say, they'll fucking hate on you because you're not part of the what? You're not part of their hive mind. What do you think all this shit comes from? It comes from a hive mind. It all trickles down. It trickles down from the higher up people that control the whole entire thing. And it trickles down to social media, to celebrities. Celebrities are owned by people that give them money. You know, that's why the ones that do break away from Hollywood, they get banished. And then they talk about it. Mel Gibson been talking about it. James Woods been talking about all these people that are... I mean, James Woods is a fucking fantastic actor. Funny as fuck. I love watching his shit. And they all talk about it. Mel Gibson was a great actor. They all talk about it. It's like they're all in the club. Like George Carlin said, they're all in the club and you're not fucking in it. And that's what it is. You can join it if you give them something to join with. That's why the Epstein files are so big. Yeah. Where do you think Britney Spears came from? Where do you think, Kesha came from? All these supposed fucking singers and that appear out of nowhere. Then you start to learn. They were captured from other countries. They were kidnapped from their families. And they seduce them. They manipulate them. That's why Britney Spears went fucking crazy. That's why Kesha, she disappeared out of nowhere. They're mentally unstable. They gave them money and luxury. As long as they suck that fucking guy's dong in that, or they get fucking, who knows what happens to them. Probably, molested by a whole bunch of fucking dudes. High class, mostly Zionist Jew dudes. Yeah, they're okay. They keep on doing it. They attack women a lot. That's what I don't like about it. Anyone that agrees with the people that agree with stuff, that you're agreeing with literally like the worst people in the world. That's why I don't understand how people agree with people that want to sit there and say these people are great people and that, because it's not. Like, I get it that you're part of the hive mind. You believe in something that's literally satanic as fuck. But I get it. If you don't think that's satanic, you're going to keep on believing it. Once you start thinking that it's Lucifer bending the will of that, then everybody normally changes. No one wants to be part of Lucifer. And Lucifer knows that. That's why he manipulates people with different gods and different religions and that. It's all about hiding in plain sight and confusing people to say it's okay to believe in different stuff. No, it's not. If you believe in Jesus, why would you want to go anywhere else? And that's hard to say. The hardest thing all other religions want you to do is they don't want you to believe in Jesus. They don't want you to believe in their fake fucking God. They'll never say Jesus is fake. They just won't call him God. But they know that he is. But to maintain their masses is to deny it. That's what happens. It happens all the time. It's like you always got to believe in something. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're used to watching, say, we'll do basic politics. If you're used to watching liberal networks, you're going to stay in that mindset. Because the whole point of being in that mindset is to hate the other side. You'll agree with some things that they do, but you're not going to agree with everything that they say. Well, that's true. I don't. I don't agree with any of that shit. Especially when it's bad, like the Epstein files and that. Epstein files, yeah, I think everybody should be arrested. I mean, yeah, obviously, it's going to hurt certain things, and I'm like, well, I mean, the American citizens have been fucked over for, 50 years because of all these assholes. So I think that, yeah, we should have retribution. We're the ones that help build these billionaire businesses and that. We're the ones that help, agriculture get bigger and that. These big motherfuckers, they don't touch anything. They don't do anything. They sit there and pay other people to do it for them. They're sitting there and it ain't about how much wealthiness they have, because they can take all that money and shove it straight up their fucking asses. They're not trying to help out the world. Why? Because they don't care. That's when people talk about, like, donations. That people always brag about donations. Yeah, you're donating during tax season, you fucktard. Of course you're going to donate. Because you have to donate. Because then you lose the money anyway. When you donate, they give you a tax credit. Because you're doing it for the goodness of your heart. And the goodness for your heart, tax revenue. You get it all back. And, like, I just can't believe that people just don't see that. Like, I've been seeing it. Every single time people donate, they do it right before taxes. They always do it at the beginning of the year all the way up to like March. And then when April comes around, all the taxes get put in that, and their financial advisors do all their taxes and that. They get all their fucking money back. Like, I just got a tax return for my fucking stocks and that. They do my taxes for me. I end up getting fucking money back from it. It said tax return. I end up getting like $3,000 back. That's how it works. Now, do you get all your money back? Probably not. Like, the tax code for this year is going to be a lot different. So all the money that you make in this year, the next year when you do your tax returns, everyone's going to get money back. Like, I always, you know, people talk about the $2,000 check that the government's going to give. I don't want the government to give me any fucking damn money. Just give me my tax money back. You can take 10% of it. I want 90% of my money back. If I pay like $2,000, I want like $1,800 to $1,900 back. And that's why the whole overtime thing is a fucking joke too. So remember when I did my taxes last year, I had a huge amount of fucking overtime. Guess what? I had to fucking pay. I had to pay because I made a little bit more money that year. Because it was overtime.
Bye-bye!
I can't lie, yeah, I did make a lot of overtime money. I probably made an extra like $5,000 or $6,000. And just because I make more money than that, why the fuck do I have to pay when I'm already paying taxes to begin with, and taxes are always a pain? Yeah, because they don't want you to be rich. That's why I don't agree with what fucking, you know, what Biden's dumbass people did. They always wanted to tax everybody else besides the fucking rich, and they wanted to tax. Ooh. Maybe I can make something good out of that. They always do that shit. People want to get upset about it. It's like, yeah, they tax people that don't make that much money. A fuckload. They keep them broke for a reason. There's ways of getting out of it. It's like when Donald Trump came in. He says, yeah, I do tax stuff and that because Congress has put it in there that people can do it like that. Of course I evade my taxes because everybody else fucking does it. He's not lying. People get offended by that. Like, what do you mean you get offended by that? It's because they don't tell you. Yeah, they don't tell you that they're doing it, guys. That they are. And the funny thing is, they don't give a fuck. Because you're stupid. You don't want to ask the questions. You just believe everything's all hunky-dory and the government's great for you. Who the fuck says the government's been good for you? I love my country. I have to say, I don't respect our government. Doesn't matter who's in there. There's always people that do stupid shit that I don't agree with. Like the Pam Bondi thing. Fuck Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is a terrible fucking... I always say, don't let a damn woman do a man's job. You're the guy head of FBI. That dude ain't doing shit too. Once again, don't let a woman come in and do a man's job. Cash Patel, no offense to his dumb ass, he ain't doing nothing good. You're a real man there. Not some political power hungry fucking dickhead. How it always happens. Motherfuckers want to get into office because they can have power and they love pushing it. They flat out fucking lie to everybody. They always do that shit. You always hear the flip-flop. Pam Bonnie, stupid ass. Now, man, she's got a hot bitch is fucking old. She's like 60. Man, get some young-ass person that's like barely like 30-something. Someone that's like a normal work in America. Not some dude that's been in the fucking government agencies for fucking years. That's probably what it is. You bring in your actual Americans. None of these fucking people have been in political shit. But they don't let you come in there. I'm sure there's people that do. But people always believe all the bullshit people say. That's why the next election, that when all this stuff goes down, that people have to believe straightforward, unemotionalized Americans. All this pussyfoot shit, all these bitch crying anti-American people and that. It's changed now. People are starting to change. I talked to a couple people that their minds are starting to change. That they're starting to see, like, yeah. I don't agree with anyone who says that America's bad. If you say America's bad, then go to a third world country. You go to fucking England and literally get arrested for calling someone gay. You literally can go to England and you say something online like I'm saying right now. I could be arrested for speaking my mind, calling someone a fruitcake, calling someone gay, queer, whatever it is. And people get it because of hate speech. I said, speech that you twat waffles hate. You know what we hate? People that are righteous. We hate people that talk and lie. We hate people that sit there and emotionalize everything and literally make up scenarios in their head about who a person is. You want to say how bad people are like that? Yeah. You people are fucking terrible. You're the backstabbers that are in the back part of the fucking store or the back part of your workplace talking all kinds of shit about someone because you're too damn afraid to just listen to what they have to say. You make up all kinds of shit about the person because you're afraid. And then when they call you out, you get emotionalized, you rampage because you don't want to listen. Yeah, you know what I said? That's called being unstable. And you shouldn't have a job if you're that unstable. You shouldn't work with people that are trying to do their job, have a little fun, and go home because you're mentally fucked up because how you were raised like a fucking moron. Going back to the whole like liberal woman thing. Yeah, you're raised by a dumpster fire fucking family. And you end up becoming the fucking enemy of yourself. Here's how I seen that. Look, I'm thinking about two people. Two right now. They have a family. They have two other siblings. Two siblings are all on drugs. They're all emotionally unstable. The two other siblings are righteous, not unstable. They work out. They lift weights. They're very, intelligent, logical. So what happened? So why is there a fine line of difference between the two siblings and the other two siblings? They could have been both raised the same. They could have. Because if the other two siblings do, this is what I talked about the other day. The other two siblings fought against how the other two siblings were. Because they're the younger of the siblings. And you start to see it. They start connecting the dots early. While the other ones are getting laid all the time and doing all this sexual shit. They're the black sheep of the family. They're the ones that need to be saved, but they don't like to be saved for the time being because they're too busy being stupid and being dumb. A dumb crowd. And the two other siblings, are righteous. They got good friends. They got good health. They're strong. They're very, they're fucking not retarded. They're not super emotional. And they're doing good. They both fucking work. They both know how to save money in that. And the other two are completely the opposite. But the other two, they're the opposite of the righteous people. You got one side of the family that are wicked and stupid, and the other side is righteous and smart. Why don't they just learn from each other and become the other ones who become righteous? Well, that's the whole thing. They don't believe. It's about what you believe in. It doesn't matter literally how you're raised. You can raise, there's always separation. I have a separation in my family. My oldest brother is a very liberal person. I'm not. I'm for Jesus all the way. I don't care about the politics. Yeah, I believe in conservatism a little bit better because it's more traditional-based value of a human being. Yeah. But I don't believe the whole politics thing. A lot of times I believe in the truth. I don't like being lied to. And that's why I turned. That's why I turned towards being more conservative-based person. You want to say I turned more Republican because of the truth? Then I turned towards Jesus because of the truth. And the truth set me free. It made me understand life more. So when I started seeing people that believe in the shit that I used to believe in, I said, why do you believe in such rubbish? It's lies. They're catering to you because they want something off of you. They're not trying to give anything back to you. That's how it always is. And they always use what? They always use celebrities. They use other politicians, used to be Congress people. Now you hear this shit all the time, and they all pay these motherfuckers off to come on their shows to get viewership up because they make money off of it. They can't just sit down and have a little discussion. And that's how I see it. People can get mad. That's fine. They get mad. You believe in stuff that's untrue, and there's more proof nowadays than ever. I don't believe in any of that. So with these four, siblings and that, two of them I work with, the other two I don't even know. One of them I see. He's a younger brother than that. Completely different. He's got his shit together now. He's getting his life together now, and he's trying to move out of the house and that with some friends and all stuff like that. And I appreciate a person that's trying to get away from what God tells us to get away from. God tells us to get away from wickedness. God tells us to get away from druggies and abusers and all that stuff. And that. God wants us to push back against them. Either change them or just not be with them at all. And that's literally like how I see it. And the more and more I dig into the Bible, the more and more I start understanding how Jesus talks and how people work in that, you really start to see the difference. You can see how wicked people are. If you study enough psychology in that, which goes in what Proverbs really is, the big old psychology, test that the Word of God literally talks about, you start to understand why God is trying to separate certain things. Because He knows that these people are stupid. He calls them stupid for a reason. And yes, God calls them stupid. Fools, idiotic. And people always bash, why is God always telling this? God, you are stupid. The word stupid, don't emotionalize it. Use the meaning of what it actually means. So you can emotionalize any word and make it feel like it's something worse than what it is. Don't emotionalize it. Get the meaning of it. What does stupid actually mean? It means lack of knowledge. It means you don't know something. A lot of people are stupid. But the more knowledge you gain, the more you see the world for what it actually is. And then you're not going to sit there and be a fucking idiot for the rest of your life. Yes, I understand that you're not going to be, you could be slightly more productive in life than that. I'd say as long as you have a job, as long as you're doing something, and you're trying to upgrade yourself slowly throughout the years of living in that, and you start to gain more knowledge, you start to push yourself in your limitations and that, yeah, I agree with that shit 100% that you should be like that. But one of the biggest problems is that we keep on seeing over and over again, it's always the youth. It's always the kids that get fresh out of high school and that. Say, like, for instance, like my niece, for instance, she doesn't care about politics. She's with God already. She's already got Jesus. Every time I see her in that, she's like completely novice to the world, which means she's part of God. She's part of God's family already. She cares about her own self and her own entertainment. She wants to love. She wants to be joyfulness. That's 100% God. She doesn't care about politics. She doesn't care about this. She doesn't care about that. All she cares about is the life that she has. She loves her family. She loves having fun and that. And she's addicted to YouTube and that. The stuff she watches and that, it's all about having fun. She doesn't get into that stuff and that. And You know, I praise God for helping her out. Thank you, Jesus, because that's the kind of person that everyone should be. Just do your job, have fun, and go home. Why you got to make things so complicated? Why we have to sit there and try to control things and that? Because we have pride. When pride kicks in, we want to dominate over everything. You can have honor. You can say that you're better than someone. Yeah, I'm better than almost all the people that I work with. Better than all of them. I can say that. Just, people can argue with me. You could argue with me. I'm the strongest. I'm literally one of the best fucking workers at my job. For my position, I do more than every other person in the same position as me. 100%. They can argue with it. But I always have to say this. Every time I come into work, I get people, and I hear it here and there. People, like, sometimes people praise me. They say, when you come in, everything's all fucked up. We're happy to see that you come in because you straighten everything out. Yeah, because I take fucking charge of the situation, and I do what I need to do. I'm not worried about the emotionalization of the woman that I like and that. I'm not worried about looking up, because it's not, I don't give a shit about that. Because what I believe in is enabled me to say, hey, when work starts to get closer for me to go to work at, because I go to work at 7 today. When it starts getting closer for me going to work, I start to tap into the work. I start to slowly get into what's going to happen in that. And if it's the same thing, normally I just get my mind focused on thinking about certain things about work. But when I truly start to get closer to my job when I'm walking, and then about time I get inside those doors and I see what's going on, if I see a lot of cars in the parking lot, I instantly know what I have to do. I instantly get on the line. You know, if I'm 10 minutes early than that, yeah, I might sit around that. You know, I do a quick sweep. I sweep around the whole entire place I work at. On the inside of it. I don't care about the lobby now, but I sweep the whole entire inside. If there's service that have to be done, I'll do them before I even come in. If there's stuff that has to be prepped and that, no, I might try to do it. But people already do their jobs like they're supposed to. I don't have to worry about it. So I come and I do my little sweep, and I go back out there, and I wait about 5 or 10 minutes to get clocked in. I'll be listening to, you know, probably Family Guy or something really funny in that. And then I give a prayer out. I normally do the Father's Prayer, or I give a prayer out. And my prayers will always go down the same way. You know, hopefully I have a good day at work and that. Please, Lord Jesus, help me out with, you know, any anxiety that happens today and that. You know, walk through my day before me and make sure everything is as perfectionate as, you know, it needs to be so I can have a good day at work. And that's what Jesus tells us to do, to have God walk before us and to make everything safe for us. And I pray during the day in that too. You know, every time there's any type of irritation, I pray. Any type of irritation. I don't even care if someone farted, smells bad. I'll be like, please, Lord, this shit stinks. Sorry, God, I had to make a joke about it, Jesus. Like this, please help this guy's system out because he reeks. But anyway. That'd be kind of a funny joke. You're sitting there like, she's like, oh damn, woo, yeah, zap that ass, that shit stinks. No. That would be the day if Jesus cracked a fart joke. I would probably die laughing. You know, if I'm with it, I'm probably, you know, dead anyway, so I'll just laugh. But anyway, like, and that's the kind of thing that I do. I go through that whole entire, and I try to do it every day. And when I see people that struggle with this, you can't do it alone. Well, you could say a 10-second prayer and things get better. But the faith of you has to be really strong to believe in it. And the only way you believe in it is by keep on doing it, and eventually you start seeing that it actually works. I do stuff every day. I used to pray a lot when I was younger than that, because I was put into that position to pray. My grandparents did it. My parents pushed me to do it. You know, we used to pray before we eat and that together and that. Now we don't do it as much anymore, so I pray on my own and that. People say, well, it doesn't work. Here's what it is. Spirit world works based upon your prayers. It's like an activation of God. Some people are more protected than others, which truthfully, yeah. It's the honest truth. Some of us are called to be protected no matter what happens. Our days are protected, period. And you know, there's nothing that anyone can do. The act of hell itself can't do shit. Does it, like, if Lucifer come near someone that's protected by God, he really shit his fucking pants. He couldn't do it. Because he would see the angel behind them, the angel would literally tell him to fuck off, kind of thing. Yeah, some people are very protected. Yeah, I think a lot of people are protected more than what we think it is. They would say, well, everyone has a guardian angel. No, actually, only Pacific people have guardian angels. And then Pacific people are the ones that never get harmed. If they do get harmed, they get harmed in various ways. They survive to get tougher. And I think a lot of people that survive a lot of accidents and that, almost near-death experiences and that, it goes. So people say, oh, it's luck and that. There's some things that are just not luck. There's some things that are divine intervention. Some things could be luck in that because, you know, you could have been strong enough to deal with it and that, all that stuff and that. But there's some things that literally are more supposed to kill you, but you didn't die from it. That means that you have purpose. That's what you mean. Everybody has purpose in their own way, but that means that you have the purpose. That there's something that you're supposed to do as a human being that God in favors for you to do. So you have to act on it, and eventually you do. Say, like me, for instance, I believe that I have to act on what God wants me to do. I like talking about psychology. I love talking about the emotions of people, man. I love to figure out, in general, what God already knows. I want to figure out and explain to people God actually works in that way. When people want to sit there and keep on doing little stuff and that, like Dr. Phil or Jordan Peterson, all these people, and I study all this, but you're not spiritually aware of this shit. If you are, you don't accept it. If you don't understand that psychologically you're attached to the spirit, to the world, to spirit world, your spirit wanders around with you in the world, but it's on the opposite side. You can't see it. I mean, some people can probably see images of it. Yeah, there's some things my eyes catch. I had on a stream once when I was streaming a long time ago. My camera caught literally a fucking angel feather float across my bed and disappeared. When I had my computer, against the corner of my thing and that, I can't remember what stream it was in that, but I saw in the back of my head, and I pointed at it. It was a little feather, plain Jane feather. It was bright enough that it was very noticeable. It floated around and it disappeared. I couldn't find it. It was nowhere to be found. I said, I don't have feather pillows and shit, because that's like 1920s stuff, or from 1800s and that, where people use feather pillows and that. No, there's just a legitimate feather. Could have been an angel feather. It could have been anything else, because I don't have birds that are going to fly in, and there's no such thing as a white bird where I live at. Most birds are always discolored or gray and blue and, you know, and red and that, because where I live at. It was a big enough feather to indicate a human size. And I remember seeing that. It floated and disappeared. Now when I look back at it, why do I remember that? When I look back at it, that means I'm protected. That gives me a sign that an angel's watching over me no matter what anybody says. That's a pure sign. And I caught it. Now, why? Well, that's for me to find out. As a human, that I have to find out certain things, why God does these things. And that's why I want to share these things with people, and that so people understand that, you know, you're never alone. Your spirit is never alone. Your flesh can be alone. Yes, understand that. Loneliness has nothing to do with being without someone, because there's always someone around you. It's all about accepting yourself first. If you accept and love yourself first, and you accept God, how can you be alone when God's all around you? God's all around you. 24/7. Always around you. When you take that dirty, hard fucking shit that hurts your butthole, God's there. Like, people say, well, that's ridiculous to talk like that. The thing of it is, no, it's not. You gotta take all that ridiculous shit that people want to talk to you about that God doesn't like to do, and you gotta throw it all out the window. Because a lot of stuff, God is actually there for us. He's not there for the demons. He's there for us. He doesn't give a fuck about all these demons and all the sinful assholes out there. He knows who he's targeting. He knows who he goes after. That's why there's a fine line of difference of corrupt people in that God's not with. Because it does state it in the Bible multiple times in that. The New Testament, even the Old Testament. Jesus always keeps talking about it. You're not all saved. Anyone can repent and be saved, yes. Some people are just put on this world and they're already saved. They're already in the book of life. Period. God set them up like that because their purpose is to bring people in. They call them the martyrs. The ones that are pretty much are prepared to die for Jesus because of the truth. These people are not afraid. These people are always extremely dangerous, righteous people. Extremely dangerous. Because it's not that we're physically capable of doing things. It's the spiritual that we're capable of doing. That's what makes it scary. The demons don't like spiritually strong people that have angels with them because they know they can't do nothing. Yes, they can get tempted. But the temptation doesn't lead to the damnation because the temptation disappears. They push it away. Everyone has to be tempted. That's what faith comes down to. You're going to be tempted. You know how faithful you are. That's where your faith comes in. Like, I get tempted with stuff. I get tempted with lust a lot. And I do. That's why I always talk about, all the beautiful girls I, could have got with and all that stuff. And I could have been big pimpin' player. The world doesn't like me. It was trying to seduce me. Yeah, but the world didn't. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. No matter how many times I've tried, 15 to 20 times I tried. And these girls were tremendously hot that every other guy would have pounced on like nothing else. Couldn't do it. Now I know the reason why. Because the women weren't the ones I was supposed to be with, first off. And second off, because they weren't made for me. And yes, devil does make women seduce righteous people. Like my ex, she was a seductor. She seduced me. She played what God actually speaks in the Bible about women like this. They're smooth talkers. They dress like prostitutes. They dress like sluts. They try everything in their book as a woman to try to get this man because they have attraction towards them. And they don't know why they're attracted to them. Well, it's because you're wicked and you're attracted to righteous people. See, as righteous men, we try to save wicked people. That's the job that we're supposed to do. We're supposed to give out the good word. We're supposed to talk about that. Everyone that we save, other than that makes us look good in front of the Father, in front of Christ. It makes it understand that we're all supposed to be saved, but we have a choice to do it or not. Young people always want to say, I live forever because I'm young. But as you get older now, like, I'm 36, going to be 40 in 4 years. So 2030, I'm going to be 40 years old. I've never imagined being in the 2000s, because everyone always talk about all this stuff. But 2030. And what's going to happen in 2030? Well, a lot of shit's going to happen. Because a lot of people are dying that have power to this world and that are, they're tempted by the double a lot. Like all these politicians and that, they're in there, they're like 78 years old now. They used to not be stupid and wicked. They become stupid and wicked. Because they get temptation. They say, well, fuck it. I don't care. I got 10 more years left because they don't believe in God. And they think that, if I got 10 years left to live, I'm going to die. I only live once. The sad thing is you don't. You don't live once. You get judged. That's what people try to act like. I only live once, so I might as well just fuck up my whole entire life in that. Then why do people that are righteous live a good life and try to be good if they don't think that there's another life? There's plenty of evidence and truth that another life exists. When you really dig into the research of the Bible and that, it specifically explains in detail about judgment. To believe it or not, it's the truth. That's the thing about belief. When something is so iconic as God is telling us as his children, and of course not all of us are his children, most of us are Satan's children. We walk that dirty path. Yes, you could redeem yourself. But these are the people that will renounce truth when it's told to them. And they make up every excuse. And the sad thing is, it could be people that you love. It could be people that are next to you. It could be your family. It could be your father, your mother, your sister. They'll look at you and be like, it's okay that you believe in stuff like that, but I don't think it's true. And they'll say right in front of you. Even though you speak the truth constantly over and over again, people will deny it because they're deniers of God to begin with. They're the black sheep of the family that denies God. They refuse it because they want to see all this stuff happen. Who was like that? Thomas was like that. Thomas was like that with Jesus. Jesus showed him all the miracles. He did all the stuff right in front of him, basically saying that he was God. And he only knew him when he rose from the dead, and he saw the scars on his hands. He showed the spear that was speared into his lungs, into his ribs, and he touched it. And he said, "Oh my God, you're Lord Jesus Christ. You are God." That's the only time that he actually believed that he was God. Thomas. Because throughout the whole discipleship of Thomas, he never believed. He said, well, you did miracles and stuff like that. Because he was distorted with how God actually is. See, that's what it is. Even the Centurion, the one that was, watching Matthew and that, he knew that Jesus was God. And he begged him to heal his servant boy. He begged him. He said, it's like, you're a Gentile, you're a Roman, but you have faith in me that I can heal him. And he said, all you have to do is say the word. And when Jesus spoke to him, he says, for all the faith that you have compared to my disciples in the back of me, you have enormous amount of faith, even though you're a Roman that believes in the plagueis of gods are all demons and bullshit. A Roman soldier. So what does that always tell you? People can be saved. It's just you have to give up that pride. You have to give up all that stuff. And is it hard to get up? Yeah. That's why people take pride in money. They think money is power. So when people have higher money, they think that they have power. That's why when people talk about like donations and that, $1 to $1 million is all the same. It's all giving something away. Now what you do with that, what you do with that. It doesn't make you any different because you're both donating. Doesn't matter how much but people that are like that, they believe the more you donate, but they're very selective. Like my dad had a conversation with me about Bad Bunny, and obviously he doesn't listen to his fucking music, because that guy's just a massive fucking twat waffle. Probably one of those dudes, I ain't gonna lie, probably 90% of Americans want to fucking just like beat up, because he's just a piece of shit fucking person. Not saying like him himself, but how he imitates the stuff that he does on TV is very ignorant. Now, this is how you have to look at people. Some people are hidden faith seekers. Some people believe in Jesus that don't tell the world. Not everyone's going to tell the world they believe. Some people are caught up with contracts and caught up with stuff in that. They believe, but they push agendas because they have to. But the thing is, you believe, but you're too scared to cut the stuff out. Because people change when they start seeing true evil. When they start seeing, like, the Epstein files, these are truly disgusting. I literally never say this. I hope every motherfucker that does that shit, that's proven to do that stuff, all burn in hell. And I know that's what's going to happen because God talks about it. God hates pedos. God hates these unrighteous, baby-eating fucking assholes. And as a righteous person that established that I am, get more righteous, I spit on those people. They're lesser than human. They're not worth being a human because they treat humans so bad. That's where it gets kind of scared of like, what is true evil? Right there's true evil. How do you conquer true evil? with God, with true goodness. And this is what separates the wicked from the righteous. The wicked people, you know, they don't know they're wicked until they finally realize how evil the stuff that they're like thinking about truly is. I just say, I'll never tell anyone to go to hell unless they really, really, really fucking deserve it. Most people that really deserve it, honestly, the people that hate humanity. People that hate people. Not saying hate people because of a grudge holding or because of emotional trend. Like literally evil fucking people. Like I said, like Epstein, all of his evil sex trafficking goons. Those people, they all deserve to burn in hell. All of them. I don't give a shit what anybody says. If you say, well, they don't deserve that, and I say, well, you can be right there with them. You'll get kicked off the saying because you're a conspirator. You agree with what they're doing. When you sit there and you agree with what these fucking evil assholes doing that, you're no different than they are. You walk in line with sin with them. And these sins are like the most evilest things you could do. Period. And the only reason why they get away with it because they have money and power. Well, that's funny. Yeah, mortals will get away with shit. With mortals. But with God, you ain't get away. You act like his angels are not going to kick your ass into the fire? Of course they will. You may not believe it's coming. But that's what it is. It doesn't matter what you believe. It matters what the truth is. If you believe in the actual truth, then you understand that, yeah, you guys are going to burn in hell for that shit. And the one thing God, you know, Jesus talks about the most in the New Testament is hell. Gnashing of teeth. Internal pain. Never lets up. You could never sleep. You could never rest. All you do is burn and feel so much pain that you gnash your teeth together. You break your fucking own teeth because you can't handle the pain. Everyone says I have the version of hell in that. And I said, well, Jesus told the actual version of hell. Because he was there when he got crucified. He went down to the land of the dead. And the land of the dead is always different, though. Because land of the dead is just soul keeping. It's called Shalal or whatever it is. It's the soul keeper. People call it the underworld. Well, it's under the world. It keeps the souls in that. And some people rest in peace and other people don't. And that's why, you know, that's why he released all the spirits that were on, you know, he forgave all the spirits and that, and he brought them all into heaven. Or all into paradise. Because heaven ain't something that humans go to. People have explained heaven a lot lately. That's why Jesus never talks about that much. Because heaven is something that it's not meant for us to go to. People say, well, people go to heaven. No, we don't go to heaven, guys. We go to paradise. There's a fine line of difference. Fine line of difference. Paradise comes to earth. The thing about heaven is, us mortals don't have enough power without the protection of God to be able to go through heaven. That's what I want to talk about when John had the vision, the revelation vision of Jesus Christ. And he went to heaven. And all the, like, the divine beasts in heaven and stuff, even, you know, when he saw, you know, Jesus saw God. God had to protect him. Because he knew that if anything happened, he couldn't look in the stuff. He couldn't look at anybody's face in that because he would just get obliterated. And people try to say, no, if I saw an angel in that, you know, would I be able to sit there, you know, the thing is, when you come, would I be able to sit there and look at an angel's eyes and be like, yo, what's up, angel, bro? And I have to say it. If you think like that, I know a lot about, you know, how angels look in that, and I know, you know, getting closer to Jesus, and I know that, you know, angels are very, very scary. Very, very scary. Scary. And the more you talk about that, the more you start to see that these angelic beings are ferociously powerful beings. Even, that's why demons can't come around when angels come down. They try to fight against it, and yeah, good luck with that. Because all God has to do is give authority, and that authority overwrites everything. That's why God, you know, God's the game master of the world. He's pure, holy, can't lie. He does exactly what needs to be done. Because he's all-knowing. Angels got free will. Angels can do what they want in heaven, but they're on strict authority over God. As in, God has authority over them, what I mean. They have strict authority. When God says do it, they have to do it. More else likely they want to do it because they praise him so much, because they actually love him. She has morals in that. You ever trust someone so much that you want to be just like them? Like when you have, like, back in the old days when people were like blessing celebrities day and day. Like I was a Dwayne Johnson celebrity and an Arnold celebrity. I want to be strong and big like Arnold. I love his movies. Good to the job, stuff like that. But it all came down to it, there were mortals in that. When you start knowing the truth about who they really are, you start to see a crack in the veil. Because the true personality kicks out. That's how it is with God. Once you really get to know Him, the veil gets broken. And then you accept God in full, and your life changes dramatically. Can you hold your head up high and be a righteous person? Yeah. Every time I hear people talk about negative stuff and that, like one of the things is saying, like, there's a security policy. This is all mortal shit. This has nothing to do with heaven, nothing to do with the spirit world and that. But obviously, the spirit world can be very damning and evil in that, and be very good in that. So, heaven's everywhere, basically. And, so when people sit there, and they get these kind of, like, negative intuitions, that's because you guys watch this shit all the damn day. You watch the news about, oh my god, people are dying. People die every day. It ain't nothing new. But why do you keep talking about like it's something new? It's not new. It happens all the time. It sucks, yeah. I don't want anyone to die, but you know what? People die all the time. Praise their soul in that. Hope they repent before they die. You know, and they see Jesus in that. That's the best thing you can do. Repent before you die. Give yourself to Jesus right before you take your last breath, because that's the only chance that you got. But anyway, like, we're talking about security policy and that. And you say, well, like, our manager, one of our new assistant managers, always lets someone leave early in that. And he's always by himself. As soon as this, like, lady talks about that, she's cool. She's starting to really start to understand that what she's doing is idiotic. And it seems like the spirit is trying, her spirit's trying to become more righteous in that. The more I spend time with her, the more I start talking about stuff in that. And it's happening with other people. There's no point in talking about who gives a shit. Just let people talk. It's like as soon as you start talking about them, you're doing no different than they are. If you do the opposite of them, more or less likely, as long as you say your piece, you say what's right, if someone lies about you, then you're doing good. Well, anyway. So, like, she would say, well, if that person's leaving, that people are going to know that the person leaves, like, 3 o'clock in the morning, there's no one on the fucking street. Literally, there's no one on the street. 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning, everybody's home sleeping. That this idea came, this person said that, oh, someone could come in here and shoot the place up. The doors are all locked. They're not going to break into a fucking damn place. That's stupid. Like, there's cops all over the place where we live at. They drive around all throughout the morning. They're rather close by. So if anything happens, that they immediately come in. And they're going to be like a swarm of them. And I'm always thinking to myself, and I'm like, what comes into your mind of thinking that stuff? Like, why do you think that? Well, because it can happen. I'm like, but it doesn't happen. You're talking about a scenario that barely ever happens. Like, well, we got robbed before, and I was like, yeah, okay. Well, why do you, like, get all excited? Let them take the fucking money. Who gives a shit? Let the cops get involved. Let them get arrested. You want to think these people are dangerous? Robbers are the biggest pussies in the world. They only rob because they're fucking pussies. They do what's the worst case scenario in that to get money in that. Well, they carry guns. A lot of people carry weapons. I understand it's scary. Don't get me wrong. Fear is one of the things that naturally happens when you have to do stuff in that. You know? That's why you get the cops involved. They get arrested. They get, they get, robbery and attempted assault and shit, and then they go to prison for 15 years. And they're all like, oh, I didn't mean to do it. It always happens. Luckily, law enforcement actually works where we live at. I hate to live in a fucking liberal state and that law enforcement doesn't work. Because then that's when people are like, oh, that's righteous people have to stand up, and that's when we start carrying. That's when we start beating these motherfuckers up and then and citizen arrest them. If not, put them in an enormous amount of pain and put the fuckers in the hospital. We start the crusade. I don't hate to live in a liberal state, because I don't. And not a lot of shit happens around my neighborhood. Some shit happens, like little petty stuff. Some of their cars get stolen. Yeah, you got dumbass kids that do the whole Grand Theft Auto thing, 'cause they're all little gangsters and that, want to be gangsters. And most of them are all fucking Muslims. They all run around and act like gangsters and that until they get caught. And they're like, oh no, I get it. And they're, you know. And then they get disciplined. And then they get thrown in prison. You know, like I used to talk to kids that used to fucking sit there and do stupid ass shit. They used to drive around the city because their parents had money and shit, and they always buy these shitty, these, you know, souped up little cars, and I drive around the city and they're acting like fucking morons. And the city cops always chase them out. As soon as they break that boundary line of the city and the county and that, they stop chasing them. And I think that they're invincible. Like hitting cars and shit and hurting people. Doing stupid shit. And all of a sudden they're wanted for fucking, you know, assaulting people. And all of a sudden they put a fucking, you know, a bounty on them. You know, if you see this person that, you know, call us. They think they're invincible just because they don't get caught the first time, or the second time, or the third time, even the 20th time. But the cases start to build up. They start scrubbing their license plates. Is that like, why you guys do such stupid shit? Well, it's fun. Yeah, until you get caught. Well, I'll never get caught. Don't ever say ever. Because you're stupid fucking kids. You're barely 16 to 18 years old now. You'll get caught or you'll end up fucking killing yourself over being that stupid. And then I started hearing, you know, about one of the guys he was working with tonight. He says a couple of his friends have died in car accident. They lose control, they end up crashing into something, they end up killing themselves. And so, well, it's an accident. No, they're just fucking stupid. I don't believe in accidents that much. I believe that people do things purposely, and they just want to claim that it wasn't. It's like, I didn't know. You knew what you were doing. You knew that you pushed your foot down to go to 60 to 100 miles an hour, and you shouldn't have broke that speed limit, and that someone accidentally came out in front of you, and that you couldn't stop in time, you ended up fucking killing yourself. You knew you pushed that pedal. It was your choice to push that pedal. It comes down to your choices. It was your choice to turn really quickly and the semi fucking ran your ass over because you're an idiot. Don't ever say it wasn't your fault. Don't ever say it. It's not an accident. When you knew that you were breaking the law, as soon as you start to do these activations of your engine faster, that's what it comes down to. And yeah. I hate to say it, but that's just how it is. Well, does it suck? Yeah. I feel bad for people that lose their life when they're younger. The ones that always want to be the celebrities, they always want to be the Fast and Furious dumb fucks and that. They're fucking fake lives. I always want that entertainment and act like they're gangsters and shit. I'm like, how about you just be a good person? That whole gangster shit's fucking stupid. I don't know why people believe in that crap. I think you're just a dumbass. Anyway, I'm getting off. I don't really know what time it is. What time is it? It's like 8. I'm gonna get off from that. Take a nap. Anyway, God bless now. I'll see you guys when I wake up.